Old Hollywood loved its religious epics. But not every faith-based film became a household name. For every Ben-Hur or the Ten Commandments, there were quieter films that slipped through the cracks. Films that moved audiences, won awards, or broke ground, but got left behind. Today, we're dusting off the reels to show you 10 forgotten religious films from Hollywood's golden age. Some were big when they premiered, others never got their moment. But each of them deserves a second look. Let's dive in. Number 1. The Green Pastures. This film was groundbreaking for its time. The Green Pastures retells Old Testament stories through the lens of African American folklore. It features an all-black cast, rare and radical for the 1930s. It's based on a Pulitzer Prize-winning play by Mark Connelly. It retold Old Testament stories, but with a unique Southern African American perspective. Characters like God, Noah, and Moses are reimagined in a Southern, gospel-rooted culture. Critics praised its authenticity and powerful performances. The film was a box office success for its time. Despite this commercial recognition, it's rarely mentioned now. It deserves more conversation for its historical impact. Why is it forgotten? Racial sensitivities and changing cultural perspectives made distributors hesitant. The film's complex legacy left it in limbo for decades. Number 2. Day of Triumph. Released in 1954, this was the first major American film about Jesus since 1927. It tells the story of Jesus' final days from the viewpoint of a fictional zealot rebel named Zadok. The film used unknown actors to avoid celebrity distractions. This created an authentic, documentary-like feeling. Critics appreciated its respectful approach to sacred material. But bigger biblical spectacles soon overshadowed this humble production. Movies like The Robe and Ben-Hur dominated theaters. Day of Triumph got lost in the shuffle. Why is it forgotten? It lacked the star power and epic scale audiences began expecting. The film arrived just before the biblical epic boom. Number 3. The Big Fisherman. This lavish production was actually a semi-sequel to The Robe. It focused on the Apostle Peter's journey from fisherman to saint. The budget was enormous, shot in spectacular Technorama and CinemaScope format. Studio executives expected another Robe-level success. They poured money into sets, costumes, and locations. The production values were truly impressive for 1959. Unfortunately, audiences had grown tired of biblical epics by then. The film flopped commercially and faded quickly from memory. Today, most people have never heard of it. Why is it forgotten? Market saturation killed audience appetite for religious films. Poor box office performance ended its cultural impact. Number 4. Joan of Arc. Ingrid Bergman's passion project brought the French saint to life. She had dreamed of playing Joan for years. The film was deeply personal for the Swedish actress. She even played Joan on stage first. Bergman's performance was powerful and committed. She embodied Joan's spiritual conviction perfectly. The production design authentically recreated medieval France. It was nominated for multiple Oscars and won 2, but critics found the film too long and theatrically staged. Audiences preferred more action-oriented war films. Joan of Arc received mixed reviews and modest box office. Why is it forgotten? The film felt more like a stage play than cinema. Its pacing didn't match changing audience expectations. Number 5. The Song of Bernadette. This film tells the story of Bernadette Soubirous and her visions of the Virgin Mary in Lourdes. It was a major critical success, winning 4 Oscars. Jennifer Jones even won Best Actress. It's beautifully shot and deeply spiritual. Critics praised its spiritual authenticity and emotional power. Despite this success, the film rarely appears on television today. New generations probably have never heard of this Oscar winner. Sadly, it feels like it has become a footnote in cinema history. Why is it forgotten? Religious films fell out of mainstream favor. The subject matter seemed too specialized for modern audiences. Number 6. Come to the Stable. This one's a heartfelt story with gentle humor. It follows 2 French nuns trying to build a children's hospital in New England. It stars Loretta Young and Celeste Holm. The film was nominated for 7 Academy Awards. It's less about spectacle and more about kindness, faith, and determination. Audiences increasingly preferred bigger, louder entertainment. This sweet film couldn't compete with spectacle, and maybe that's why it's been forgotten. Why is it forgotten? Its understated approach felt old-fashioned too quickly. The film lacked memorable dramatic moments. Number 7. The Ten Commandments. No, not the Charlton Heston version, the silent film from 1923. DeMille first tackled Moses 30 years before his famous epic. The first part dramatizes the Exodus. The second half is set in the modern day, showing what happens when people ignore God's laws. It's an early experiment with mixing biblical morality and modern storytelling. Yet almost no one talks about it today. Why is it forgotten? The 1956 remake completely overshadowed the original. Silent films became harder for audiences to appreciate. Number 8. The Keys of the Kingdom. Gregory Peck starred as a humble Catholic priest in China. This was one of his earliest leading roles. The film explored faith through quiet, philosophical storytelling. Unlike most religious films, this one avoided spectacle entirely. It focused on internal spiritual struggles instead. Peck's performance was nuanced and deeply moving. The film earned multiple Oscar nominations, including Best Picture. Critics appreciated its mature approach to religious themes, but audiences preferred more action-oriented war films that year. Why is it forgotten? Its contemplative pace felt slow to mainstream audiences. The introspective approach wasn't commercially appealing. Number 9. Barabbas. Just outside our Golden Age timeline comes this fascinating film. Barabbas explored what happened to the criminal freed instead of Jesus. Anthony Quinn delivered a powerful performance as the tormented thief. The film had epic scope and philosophical depth. It asked difficult questions about redemption and faith. The production values matched any major biblical spectacular. But audiences were already tired of religious epics by 1961. The biblical film boom had ended abruptly. Barabbas became another casualty of changing tastes. Why is it forgotten? Bad timing diminished its chances for success. The genre had already peaked and crashed. Number 10. Angels in the Outfield. Yes, before the 90s remake, there was a 1951 version. It's about a grumpy baseball manager who gets heavenly help. There's humor, heart, and divine intervention. It's not a traditional religious film, but the themes are all there. It was a hit back then, but vanished with time. It's one of those gentle faith stories that old Hollywood did so well. Why is it forgotten? Genre confusion made it hard to categorize and market. Later remakes overshadowed the thoughtful original. These films may not have had the fame of Ben-Hur or the Ten Commandments, but they carried deep messages of faith, hope, and morality. And they show us that old Hollywood didn't just rely on spectacle, it also had soul. If you've seen any of these, drop a comment and let us know your favorite. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more Golden Age of Hollywood cinema discussion.